Hello, my name is AK540, and in today's video, I'm going to stop doing this silly voice. Now, hello. So, I want to preface this by saying I am not very good at sniping in this game. I was really good at sniping in Modern Warfare. I'm not the best sniper in this game. However, I do have a fair few tips, just for you lucky folks, so you can possibly get better at what you're currently doing. The first and foremost tip I would give you is try to figure out what sensitivity is best for you. This is the sensitivities that I run on, 10 and 9. The reason my vertical sensitivity is slightly lower than my horizontal means that I have sort of faster horizontal speeds than my vertical, which means I can twist on the spot without having to correct my aim too much. If that's something you don't really feel like you have an issue with, then just leave them both the same. I have an ADS stick sensitivity high zoom multiplier of 1.10 and low zoom of 1.10. Excuse me. And my aiming response curve type is set to standard, although I have had some success with linear, and on Modern Warfare I used to play on dynamic. But then they changed a lot of the way that the precision aim assist worked, so I went back to standard, so that's why I'm on standard. Okie dokie. Oh, yes, just one other thing while I'm there. So down near the bottom, you have your minimum input thresholds. This is your dead zones on your controller. The best way to find out what your dead zone should be is to turn your right stick minimum input threshold all the way down to 0, and then crank your sensitivity up here all the way to max and go into a game, and just sort of jiggle your controller in one hand, and then stop and look at your aim. And if your aim starts drifting in one direction or another, just simply come back down here and input and increase that in increments, so like one at a time, until the dead zone disappears. That way then your stick is centered, essentially, which means that it'll, when you push it, stuff will happen. Always useful. So, anyway, back to the topic at hand. Once you've figured out what sensitivity you want to run at and what feels comfortable for you, we need to go on to the next step, which is how to get better at quickscoping. The problem with quickscoping in this game is that they completely destroyed snipers. And if you're on the sort of camp of people that believe that snipers are OP and that they're too easy to use, then you're a moron. As far as I'm concerned, you're a literal moron. And the reason you're a moron, and I'm sorry if this is you, is that as a sniper, we have one shot, okay? One shot to kill people. And in this game, the meta for ARs and SMGs is so overpowered, it's almost unreal. It's so overpowered, in fact, that they have nerfed the MP5 so many times, and it's still too good, and they're going to probably nerf it again. So that sort of gives you an idea of just how good SMGs and ARs are in this game. In Modern Warfare, sniping was difficult at times, and until the introduction of the SPR or whatever it was called, the R700, sniping was difficult for actual people who used actual sniper rifles. I'm not trying to shit on the people that used the Kar 98. I did use the Kar 98 for a while, and it was very good. But anyway, back to what I was getting at. So what you want to do is you want to come to your custom games. You can find that in the main menu. Down at the bottom, it says custom games. Bosh. Okay. And then what you want to do is this also helps as well if you have all of the attachments unlocked, so that way then you can make this class setup. However, if you don't, you can come and practice anyway. Just all you need to do is swap the optic to the one that you don't have unlocked. So let's imagine, first off, that you don't have any attachments unlocked. So we're just going to do Lawbreaker and get rid of all of these for now. Okay. So you have no attachments unlocked and you're just getting into the whole sniping malarkey and you want to get good. The best thing I can suggest you do is to put either the Ultra Zoom Custom or the thermal sight on your gun. And the reason I suggest this is because with the default sniper scope, when you actually scope in, okay, there is a brief period where you can actually see through the scope, and in this period, if you're aiming at an enemy and you pull the trigger, like if you were, for instance, playing Modern Warfare, there's a brief period where you can actually shoot and get accurate shots prior to being able to see down the barrel, or the scope rather, perfectly. So you can actually get proper quickscopes, as it's intended. But in this game, that doesn't happen. And the game will register you as shooting from the hip, so therefore your shots will not be accurate. However, the caveat with that is, with these particular scopes, okay, the thermal I think is probably the best for practicing, because it literally gives you 110% of a visual cue. The ultra zoom is okay, but the thermal I think is the best for sort of practicing. Okay, so what I'll do is I shall put the thermal on my gun that I have set up. This isn't the setup I run in multiplayer, this is just the setup I run to practice. In multiplayer, I don't actually use the targeting barrel, even though it does many good things. I just use the rapid fire one because it just increases fire rate. I mean, you get a 21% increase there, but honestly, 11% increase is fine. I prefer the L96, so we're going to go with this, okay? So, what we need to do is change the mode to Team Deathmatch WO. And the only thing that I've changed on this is that the score limit is unlimited, but the time limit is 10. Now we're going to add some bots. Now, I just want to preface as well that this is a warm-up, solely a warm-up. Bot settings, autofill enabled. So you're going to leave the bots on recruit, okay? It doesn't matter about the bots level or how good they are at whatever they're doing. All that matters is that they are targets. That's what they are, they're targets for you to shoot at. That's it, okay? I use Checkmate because I quite like Checkmate. It's actually pretty good online for sniping. It's not particularly difficult to snipe in. There are other maps that I hate sniping in, like Garrison, for instance, is really a pain in the arse. And so is Nuketown, for me, personally. I actually like Cartel in Team Deathmatch 6v6, because it's quite fucking huge, which kind of helps with the whole sniping. Not really played that much Miami. I believe that a lot of people don't like Miami. I don't know why. I'm not really into it all that much. But anyway, I digress. So we're going to go play. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I mean, okay? So when you scope in, okay, it has a classic Call of Duty scope appearance, i.e. the entire screen goes black and your scope is in the middle, all right? This is really good because the moment you can see the scope on the thermal, the moment the thermal scope pops up onto your screen is actually the time at which you can shoot, okay? Which is kind of different from most other sort of sniper rifle scopes. Actually, I'll show you what I mean first on just the normal L96 that I would run in multiplayer. And yes, there is a reason why I'm running a flashlight, but you'll definitely see that shortly. So as you scope in, there's like a brief moment, see there, where you can sort of see through the scope. At that point, you're not actually aiming through the scope, see? It's like there. Just before that bit. Just try to ease it onto the screen. Basically, that is when the scope doesn't exist. You're not actually aiming through the scope. Now I have to get killed by a bot. Actually, do I? Can I just run out into the no man's land? No. Do I have to die by bot? Oh, here we go. There we go. Perfect. So here we have the thermal sight. So what you'll notice is when I scope in, the moment you see that transition of scope, that is when you can fire. The reason I'm suggesting this particular scope and this particular setup is because it trains you in quickscoping. Bear with me while I miss all my shots while telling you it helps.
Combat bow ready.
Essentially, what this does is it's teaching your muscle memory when to fire. So, when you pull the trigger and when you fire. That's what it's supposed to do. Also helps if you practice centering as well. So you're already technically aiming at where the enemy is going to be. Okay? But have you noticed something very interesting? I'll say that again, even more British. Hello, my old mate. Have you noticed something when you're aiming or just looking around and all that? What? Chip, chip, and cheerio. you'll notice that all the enemies have got these weird little circles above their head. Now, the reason for that is the Tiger Team torch. Essentially, it's a torch. That's what it is. And it sort of spots enemies for. I'm sure it'll be patched at some point, because it's kind of broken. In my honest opinion, it's very broken. But the fact that you could see enemies from quite a long distance away in a game with almost ridiculously poor visibility. Please just die, thank you. I love the ammo boxes because they refill your ammo and you don't have to reload. So if you've got no bullets, it just gets reloaded.
Gunship standing by.
How'd they shoot me in the booty? That's terrible. See, look, I didn't even see that dude. I only saw him because of the little circle above his name. It's brilliant. It's like easy mode for sniping. Well, it's easy mode. This game is not easy mode for sniping. It's more easy mode for spotting enemies. Now, the only downside with this scope is that the zoom level, is actually quite low. So you don't get the same sort of sway as you would do with a normal scope. So that's the only thing, if you notice that sort of thing, that's the only thing I think that'll sort of get in your way or annoy you somewhat, is that you've been practicing on pretty much a 2x optic, give or take, and then you swap over to the main optic and all of a sudden everything just sort of gets a bit more irritating. So, what we'll do is, I'm not sure if I should use muzzle or no muzzle. Use muzzle. Can I get shot by someone? Hello? Yes, hi. Hello. I mean, it's a bot on recruit. I don't know what I'm expecting. So as you can see, you have substantially a bit more of a longer zoom. Not sure by how much. The default scope is, it doesn't actually look like much, to be honest. But now, once you've done all that, you can practice properly. See, now you know, after practicing with the thermal sight, when you can and can't shoot. There are times where I still get it wrong, but I've now sort of, I don't want to say I've mastered, because I've just said there are times when I get it wrong, but I've sort of, I understand the caveat with the scopes in this game. And this gun, the L96, even though it scopes in considerably slower than the Pellington, in fact it scopes in about as fast as the Pellington does without any attachments. And to be fair, the Pellington is probably really good comparatively in terms of quickscoping speed. But this has more power! And as Jeremy Clarkson will tell you, power is much better. You didn't die. I shot you. Oh, okay. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to do a live stream because I was going to edit it all together, but I thought if I do it as a live stream, I can do it all here and it'll be quirky and it'll be fine. And then later on, I can do a thumbnail and slap it on. And who doesn't love getting a thumbnail slapped on later on? It's brilliant. It's like getting your nails done. But anyway, you will. I just want to point out as well, I'm going to be uploading some videos soon of footage of me playing. Oh, hello. No. I know you're on recruit, but stop. Of me playing with a sniper rifle, getting some nice clips and some nice videos. So please do look forward to them. If you like this video and it helps you in any way, shape or form, please, for the love of God, hit that like button. Also, if you're new and like the content that much that you genuinely want to subscribe, then go right ahead. It really helps me out. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you in the next video. The Atlas Superstore PTSD intensifies. Hey, I killed one person, that's all I need. But anyway, that's about it. So, yeah. Popping up on your screen now will be some videos. Remember to click them. They're the recommended because it's more of AK, okay? You don't want to not have AK. Also, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and smash the fucking like button. Anyway, that's it. AK, I'll see you again next time. You can catch him on interdimensional cable, though.